A very good morning to our honorable judges and friends. Before we start our presentation, let's take a look at this video. This video serves as a very important message to the society on the truth of drowning. What do you think a drowning person looks like? Arms widely flailing, water furiously splashing, or frantically shouting for help? No, a drowning person isn't anything like that. Actual drowning is a lot quieter and far less dramatic than most people believe it is. Drowning is silent and deadly. The World Health Organization reported that about 40 people drown worldwide every hour, which sum up to 372,000 people every year. Meanwhile, in Malaysia, a news reported that our country has recorded 700 drowning cases annually, which means at least one person dies every day from drowning in Malaysia. Just a week ago, a news also reported that 3 children drowned at the beach of Dungan during vacation with their families. Besides, 2 men who participated in the 2018 International Triathlon were found dead and believed to have drowned during the swimming event. Now, we are talking about professional swimmers here. If they can get into difficulties within seconds and rapidly become helpless, what about those who are just average swimmers and above all children? Despite all the cases above, many are still not aware of the dangers during water activities. So, our company, SunwayTES, came up with WeFloat, a product that is designed to reduce and overcome the risk of death from drowning. My name is Siu Ting.
I'm Shui.
I'm Sven.
I'm Laura.
I'm Kim Shen.
So, Sven, would you like to tell more about WeFloat?
Of course. WeFloat is a small but useful device. It is very convenient as it comes with a manual button to inflate the float when needed. WeFloat is equipped with a siren and a reflective case. In addition, the surface of our float is coated with a waterproof luminous paint, which enables the float to glow in the dark. These features help to alert faraway people or ships and also to ensure swimmer safety during day and night. To top it off, WeFloat is also equipped with a compass to help with navigation. Now, how to use WeFloat? First, insert a CO2 cartridge. The CO2 gas will fill in the float to provide buoyancy. Next, fasten WeFloat. WeFloat can fit on nicely as our design includes an adjustable strap. Once done, you're ready to dive in and swim freely. But in emergency situation, with just a press of a button, the float will immediately inflate so that the swimmers could resurface and can then breathe freely. Now, you may wonder why. Why is WeFloat better than a life jacket? According to the statistics, 84% of the drowning victims were not wearing a life jacket. This is because they think that life jacket is very bulky and brings discomfort. So, how WeFloat can counter this problem? First, WeFloat is much more lighter compared to a life jacket. WeFloat only weighs 200 grams, unlike the life jacket. Most importantly, unlike the life jacket or the arm float we normally use, which is a hindrance to swimming, WeFloat allows us to swim freely under the water as the float is only deployed when needed. We are offering you safety, practicality, and peace of mind with this life-saving product. So, Laura, what is about the financial aspect?
Well, to highlight the financial aspects of our product,
we're selling each unit of kid-size V-Float at 289 ringgit after a markup of 43%, and the adult size at 299 ringgit. In year 1, we're targeting sales of 4,800 units, including 3,000 units of V-Float. Sales will be expected to grow steadily throughout the first 4 years as the market increases. In addition, 3% of our revenue will be going to the Life Saving Society. In year 1 alone, we're already able to offer a positive return on investment of 34.9%. The ROI will grow significantly in the following years. On top of attractive ROIs, the payback period is only 20 months long. Next, this graph here shows our capital expenditure allocation. After taking into account our total cost and sales, we're expecting to break even in year 1 itself at 1,760 units. Hence, thereafter, we'll already be earning profits. To accomplish all of this, we will require a total capital investment of 773,000 ringgit. Now that we've gone through the numbers, let's move on to our marketing strategies.
In our frequent marketing campaigns, our main feature is the Grab and Float event, which will be held at various swimming pools. Through this event, participants are given a chance to win a 50% discount voucher by just joining a very simple game. First, participants are required to attach V-Float onto one of their arms. We will be placing yellow flags at the bottom of the pool, and participants are then required to swim a short distance before diving deep into the pool to collect the flag. Once the flag is retrieved, the participants will have to deploy V-Float in order to resurface. The aim of this event is to let the public experience usage of our product and to test the fast reaction time of V-Float. Next, we will be exhibiting V-Float at Malaysia's hottest dive exposition, which recorded more than 10,000 visitors. In conjunction with the International Learn to Swim Day and Water Safety Day, we will also execute sales promotions by giving discounts and offering combo packages through our social media. We will also invest in influencer marketing. We plan to choose Wilson Sim, our SEA Games gold medalist and record breaker, as well as Rikigoro Shinosaka, a triathlete who represented Malaysia in various triathlon championships. In addition to that, we will also create a photo advertisement through Instagram. We will also establish our very own official website to provide information and articles which demonstrates our product, as well as an access to online purchases. At the same time, our product will also be available at beachfronts, swimming schools, and specialty stores.
Now, it is the common understanding to know that running a business poses inevitable risk. For strategic risk, since V-Float is still new to the market, a vast majority of Malaysians will have yet to be exposed to our product. As a solution, we will be having a Grab and Float event to increase brand awareness of our product. Next, there is operational risk where our product might malfunction, so we will be purchasing product liability insurance to compensate for any injured parties and to reduce the company's risk. In addition to that, we will make sure that V-Float goes through thorough inspection and quality controls. Lastly, there is intellectual property theft risk where our product might get replicated by other competitors. So we will be getting patent and modify our product in the future years. Proceeding to our business milestone, for our first year, we'll be focusing on marketing V-Float on different platforms. Once the sales stabilizes, we will be expanding our personal branches to different states. Subsequently, for our third year, we plan to modify our product by adding in futuristic features such as auto-deploy function and GPS location detector. And finally, by year 4, we'll plan to expand our market to the international platform. As the old saying goes, it's always better safe than sorry. Safety seatbelts for cars, helmets for motorcyclists, V-Float for being in the water. Who wouldn't want a peace of mind while being in the water? But with this practical product on hand, parents don't ever have to worry about their children going too close to the beach sites. With V-Float, we can all become safer in the water. Thank you.
I'm Chow Yang from EY. No, thank you for the presentation, very energetic. Just a couple of questions, and I'll probably leave some of the other questions to the rest as well. You know, just start off with the product itself. I mean, what you're trying to really show to me is that you have a compelling product, right? And your V float, and you compared it with, let's say, a life jacket. You know, I'm not completely convinced yet. This is where you have a chance to, because who is your target market? Have you done market research on the kind of what kind of demand? Who are you targeting to sell this to? Sorry, let me just finish. And if I were to compare a float, for example, a normal float versus your product, a float would be much cheaper, I would imagine, right? And your product is in the region of a couple of $100, was it? And I could have missed it. 200 something. So, you know, what's the, why would I want to spend that amount of money to get a V float when I can just buy a life jacket? Which brings me to the other question which I asked is, you know, who are you targeting who are you targeting to sell this to? Aside from that, you haven't addressed the manufacturing side of things. You know, where are you going to get this manufactured? You know, the cost of all these things. So just these couple of questions first. Thank you.
Thank you for your question, Mr. Wong. Regarding the target market, we'll be targeting both swimmers and non-swimmers. As to the reason, swimmers usually, they can already swim, so they wouldn't want to be wearing life jackets. Let's say at the beach sites, it wouldn't be very practical to be wearing it all the time. As majority of drownings happen even though the swimmer doesn't have any intention of going into the water. So we never know when it's gonna happen, but we don't also want to be wearing life jackets all the time. So our product is really practical, it's convenient, you just strap it on like a watch, and you can have it on at all times, and for swimmers, you can swim freely until emergency situation, then only you deploy it so that you float up safely. Whereas for the non-swimmers, they would definitely be going to places with water, so they can invest in V-Float as an insurance to feel safer when they're close to water or on boats, engaging in water activities. And just like I said earlier, even though we never intend to go into the water, majority of drowning cases still happen when the user is not prepared for it. There's no precaution or anything like that. So with V-Float, it's convenient. You just strap it on and you have a precaution against that. As for the second question, we are going to outsource our product. We will find a company to manufacture for us. Sorry, to add on to that, we'll be outsourcing the manufacturing part as we are a technology company. So we'll be focusing on the R&D more instead of the manufacturing part. We'll be outsourcing it to an outsourcer, and this will reduce our costs and financial risk. And also, we'll be able to sell it at a more competitive price.
Thank you very much. I'll pass the mic to.
Well, again, I'm impressed on your presentation. Right. I think first of all, I have the same concern with Mr. Wong as to it's a very interesting product, but I think what I've not been able to see is that what are the costs that goes into assembling that product. I think you have also identified that first year you want to get it patented. What will be the majority of the high cost component? You have also mentioned that you intend to have a capital expenditure of 773,000, right? And your financials with a selling price of 289 and a cost of 202, you have 43%. And you're going to pay back within 20 months. So I'm just struggling as to, with a capex of 773,000 and also with outsourcing the product, what kind of cost are you looking at in order to arrive at a profit of 43%? So you may want to elaborate on that.
Thank you, Ms. Cheese. But sorry, could you repeat your
Okay,
question again?
I think what firstly two questions is that what are the costs that goes into producing a V float? It's definitely very, very impressive. With the press of button, everything will float up.
Yeah.
All right. What you need to convince me is what would be the most high component costs, all right, in terms of the financials. You also mentioned that you have a capex of 773,000 with the capital investment. So I don't have the financials that you have demonstrated that you take 20 months to pay back, break even. So you need to identify and tell me what are the most high components of cost you foresee in the first year into producing that V float. I think I reserve some time for the rest of them. That will be only just one question. Thanks.
So mainly our costs will incorporate, most of the costs will be incorporated in the research and development department, because this is like a life-saving product. We don't want anything to, any malfunction. We want to reduce as much risk to the product malfunctioning. So yeah, we'll be investing on that. And to add on to that, there's also the, we'll also be providing the general liability insurance in case if if anything happens to our users that buys V float, we will be compensating them.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, thanks for your presentation. So my question, I haven't seen the financials or anything, but have you factored in costs to get the influencers to endorse your product? And it being a new product in the market, why would they want to endorse your product?
I have included thank you for your question. I've included the cost of finding the social influencers to help promote our product in the marketing budget. For the first year, the marketing budget is around 100,000 K, including the cost of renting the swimming pools with the social influencers, Instagram advertisements.
Why would they want to endorse your product? It's
Oh,
a new product.
Thank you for your question. As to why they would like to endorse our product, we think that because both of them, Wilson Sim, a swimmer, and Ricky Goro-Shinuzuka, a triathlete, both are also involved in water activities. As a triathlete, the risk of drowning is much more higher as they are swimming in open waters, which might. So I think that they would realize the importance of wearing safety equipment if we were to introduce this product to them. Thank you.
Okay, I just want to go back to the first question actually that was asked, because I'm not really happy with the answer, to be honest. I'm sorry to be the tough one here. But I think you really have to go back and start to understand where is your product market fit, because it's lacking right now. Because I understand the problem, right? We all understand the problem of drowning, it's really bad. But the cases that you gave, like for example, the competitive swimmer, he's not going to wear something like that because he's going to swim slower. He doesn't need a compass on his thing, right? So the product is over-engineered and is not suitable for that particular target market. People on the beach are not going to buy it. For my kids, I just buy normal floaters for 50 ringgit. I'm not going to spend 700 or whatever it is on something like that. So there's also not the right target market, right? But maybe the commercial operators, the cruise ships or the ferries that take people to Panko Islands, and these sort of things, they may want to invest and buy whole loads of your products, right? So again, your customer is not the consumer. Your customer may be like the commercial operators of those ships, right? They may want to invest in it because they need a compass. They need a product that you are developing. So you really need to go back to the drawing board and really start to understand who am I designing this product for and what features do I really need. Otherwise you're going to have a product is just going to be, nobody's going to buy it.
Thank you for your advice.
Can you still talk? Thank you for your question. We actually have prepared a chart
as to whom we're gonna sell V float to. So if you just please wait a moment.
Okay, you can show the chart, but no more talking, okay? Okay, at the meantime, can all of you repeat your name, your full name to the judges?
My name is Tong Li Sven.
My name is Chan Shu Wei.
I'm Lily Xian.
My name is Siu Ting, Sham Siu Ting.
I'm Go Kim Shen. Thank you.
All right, judges. Did you all get their names? Okay.
Sorry, apparently there's some technical issues here.
Okay, can we get the next team to prepare your slides?